10 members of the Comanchero bikie gang will stand trial charged with murdering the associate of a rival group at Sydney Airport. The Comanchero and Hells Angels were involved in a violent brawl at the domestic terminal last year. 29-year-old Anthony Zervis was killed. Now a magistrate has ruled that a jury could find all 10 of those charged guilty of his murder. Here's court reporter Carl Hur.
Police kept watch at the Parramatta Court complex as a 2-month committal hearing reached its conclusion. A magistrate has been considering the evidence against 10 Comancheros charged with murdering Hells Angels associate Anthony Zervis. Violence erupted at Sydney Airport in March last year, soon after a flight touchdown from Melbourne. Senior Comanchero Mick Harvey and the Hells Angels Derek Winahu inadvertently ended up on the same flight. The court heard the rival gangs had been at war with one another, and this encounter sparked a flurry of calls and text messages. Magistrate John Favretto said this was a call to arms, not a simple request to be picked up at the airport. Bystanders described how metal bollards were used as weapons at the check-in area. Even though the brawl was over in about 90 seconds, the magistrate said it was ferocious. But lawyers for the Comancheros say they were only trying to protect themselves.
There is clear evidence that Anthony Zervis tried to kill Harvey. Anything that was done then was to disarm and to get Mr Zervis off them.
The magistrate said a jury could reasonably conclude that the men were not merely acting in self-defence because all of them had turned up to fight. He added the men had their chance to walk away after an earlier confrontation at the airport. There was at this stage an opportunity to disassociate or withdraw, but none did.
Half of the Comancheros were not even involved, and they've been committed on a charge of murder.
The Crown argues even those who didn't inflict a fatal blow or wound were part of a plan for violence. 3 Hells Angels will also stand trial for their part in the brawl. The case will be heard in the Supreme Court in November. Carl Hur, ABC News, Sydney.